Chris, what is our third main topic today?
This one is from BJ Meyers. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, if this is true, then I think you're going to hear a lot of outrage. So apparently at a convention this week, Neve Campbell revealed to the audience that she's not going to return for the next Scream movie. She said it's over issues she has with the script. So my question is, with a property like Scream that relies a lot on nostalgia and the returning main characters, should they even bother to do the next one if Sidney isn't there?
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, look, you guys know, I am not a Scream fan. I like the first Scream as much as anybody else. But honestly, I thought the subsequent films came after that were all desperate, low-quality cash grabs. Which, newsflash, every movie ever made is a cash grab. But still, I felt like they were just kind of schlock. I've not really enjoyed them, and a lot of people get angry when I say that. And then this newest Scream came out. And I went totally, with not high expectations. The trailers did look good to me. Mm-hmm. They did. But I went in very pessimistic. And I think, Ray, you were there with me when I went to go see it for the first. Ray and Ann came with. And we went to go see it. And you know what? I had a good time. I had fun watching that movie. There was a couple of major logic problems in that movie. Like, major. Wait a minute. If that person's that, how did that happen? Never mind. Don't look behind the curtain. But that aside, I had to admit, as not a Scream fan, I came out saying, you know what? That was fun. I had a good time watching that movie. And it did real well for a little low budget thing that they did. It did real well. They immediately started talking about doing Scream 6. And Hayden, I never knew how to pronounce Hayden's last name.
Panettiere?
Panettiere?
Yeah.
Whatever. She's the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Save the cheerleader, save the world. So, and she was a Klitschko. Wasn't she married to a Klitschko?
Yeah.
Did her and the Klitschko actually get married?
I think they actually had a baby.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that kid's going to be tough. Anyway, so she's coming back, all that kind of stuff. But it just kind of became an assumption because one of the big cool things is to have, Sidney and all the other cast of characters in there. And now she's saying she ain't coming back. Or at least that's what's reported being said. This comes to us from JoeBlow.com, who wrote the following. They said this: has Sidney Prescott's Scream story officially ended? I guess we should take this with a grain of salt, but Neve Campbell was present at Monsterpalooza at the Pasadena Convention Center this weekend, and several attendees are reporting that the actress said she will not be returning for Scream 6. The news comes from several attendees that have posted online that Campbell has stated that she will not be involved in the upcoming Scream 6 after reading the script, because, according to Campbell, via the attendees, it didn't do Sidney justice. So that comes to us from Joe Blow. Okay. First of all, let's acknowledge what Joe Blow mentioned. Take it with a grain of salt. We don't have film footage of this. We don't have anything. We don't have any official statements. But several attendees jumped online to say what she said at the convention. So let's for a moment assume, and I know when you assume, you make an ass out of you and you. But let's assume for a second that it is straight up exactly the way they described that. She said, yeah, I read the script, and I'm not going to be involved. It doesn't do Sidney justice. Okay. First thing is first. If she doesn't have a contract to do Scream 6, she can choose to do whatever movie she wants to or not. If she doesn't have in black and white signed contract that says she has to appear in Scream 6, she doesn't have that, she can just say, my tummy doesn't feel good today. She doesn't need an excuse to not be in Scream 6, right? She's under no obligation to be in Scream 6. That being said, it never sits right with me when an actor says, that script isn't doing to the character that I play what I want them to do. It's like, you do know the character doesn't belong to you, right? You were hired to come in and play the character that somebody else created, to say lines that somebody else wrote, to do things that a director will direct, right? So again, I don't want to come across like I'm bashing on Neve Campbell here. Again, if she doesn't have a contract to do it, she can say, you know what? I read the script and it doesn't sound like it would be a fun time for me to come and do it. And if that's the case, that's the case. And that's perfectly fine if that is the case. That said, as somebody who's not a big Scream fan, I have to acknowledge that any enthusiasm and excitement I would have, not that I would be super enthused or excited, but any that I did have, takes a bit of a hit to find out that the flagship character of the franchise, who made a big splash. Like one of the big lines in the trailer that really won me over was when she's on the phone with somebody and they say, do you have a gun? And she's like, I'm Sidney Prescott. Of course I have a gun. Like, that was one of the moments in the trailers that to me really won me over. I'm just saying, if she ain't going to be there, it takes a little bit of my enthusiasm away.
John, I got an update for you about the story from People.
Okay, from People, yes.
Yeah, she says, I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I have brought to the franchise. So it's about money.
So now, so to the fans, you say the script didn't do Sidney justice. To People magazine, you'd say, I bet, listen, she's not wrong. Again, if you don't already have a contract that says what you're supposed to be paid and you get to make up a new contract with every movie, if you're like, listen, I bring this amount of value to this project, I should be paid that amount. If she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it. So again, it goes back to what we said before. Whatever her reasons are, she can have any reason she wants. She's not obligated to do this movie. But whether it's for she didn't like the way Sidney was written, or whether it was for she's not feeling like with the big windfall that the last Scream made that they're not going to compensate her well enough to do it, that's within her rights. Rob, I'm saying for me, and I'm only speaking for myself here, but I'm saying for me, any excitement level I have for this movie conceptually without Neve Campbell in it goes down. Do you think other people feel that as well? And will that kind of force a deal to be made here?
Oh, John, I think yes. I mean, this is Sidney Prescott's franchise. I mean, you can have Dewey, you can have Arquette. That's true too. But that's what this franchise is. It was based around her. She was the star of the first movie. She came back in this movie. It surprises me that they wouldn't have signed the cast for 3 movies to like do a trilogy or something. Maybe the money wasn't there, so they couldn't do it. Maybe they thought it was only going to be a one-off, but now look what you're at. She is negotiating.
Yeah.
She's now negotiating with the press. She was at Monsterpalooza. She started her negotiations. Now she's in People magazine. Someone's pissed. Someone, the studio, what is this? Is Miramax, who owns Scream now? Universal? I don't remember.
I wanted to say Miramax, but
yeah,
like that's
Miramax,
not,
they're not there anymore. So look, that's what she's doing. She's negotiating, and they're going to back up a Brinks truck. I mean, not a lot because this isn't a $1 billion franchise, but it's a $100 billion franchise. So that's pretty good, right? I mean, it's not what. So she's negotiating, and what's going to happen is they'll probably make concessions. They'll rewrite the script a little bit if that's true. Sidney didn't get justice. They probably made her the killer. She's like,
she's had enough of this.
Yeah, I'm done screaming. And I
screaming.
and so they do that, and that's probably it. They probably gave her, and she's a star.
Yeah.
By the way, let me backtrack just a little bit here. Neve Campbell is, of course, a good Canadian kid, which means they should give her whatever they want. So that being said,
all the monies.
All the money should go to the good
loonies?
Canadian kids. All the loonies, very good.
Yes.
The loonies and the toonies. Don't forget about the toonies.
Nailed
Our
it.
$2 coin in Canada. Anyway, Chris, you hear about this? What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, like my esteemed colleague here said, she's an iconic final girl. Sidney Prescott is the lifeblood of Scream. And frankly, it's why I don't think the other films did well. This is a horror franchise I'm actually familiar with, y'all. Love the first Scream. Messed me up. I love Neve Campbell, and she's doing really well right now, too. She's on Lincoln Lawyer, which is getting surprisingly good ratings and people tuning in. It's really well done. So I think she's got room to groove here. Give her that money. Play your cards.
Speaking of Lincoln Lawyer, it's a little bit of a sore spot around here because they had the Lincoln Lawyer show all set up and ready to go. And Aaron Cummings was one of the leads in it. And then the whole project got scrapped because of COVID.
No.
And then when they started over from scratch, they assembled a whole new cast and whatever like that. Yeah, Aaron will have to confirm all the details there, but yeah, it was something she had.
Does that mean I have to
After
stop
that.
watching the show in solidarity?
No. Nobody's fault. There was no malicious intent there or anything like that. But yeah, so
man.
I don't know.
I would.
So what about you guys? You guys who are maybe bigger fans of the Scream franchise, maybe I'm overestimating how important she is to it, but it's like, I don't know that I would have even gone to see the new one if she wasn't in there. And I don't know if that I have any interest in seeing the next one if she's not. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Storyblocks. Guys, I have been an enthusiastic fan and user of Storyblocks for years. I go to them whenever I'm in need of content creation assets like royalty-free music, video clips, or templates for my creative projects, ranging anywhere from little editorial videos to my very own full-feature documentary. Storyblocks helps you bring your stories, videos, and projects to life without sacrifices due to time, budget, or access to resources. They have over 1 million different story assets ranging from stock videos, audio and music, an in-browser video editor, and they feature pre-designed templates, animations, and outros. Storyblocks uses an affordable subscription model, and their unlimited access plans offers, well, unlimited video and audio downloads rather than a costly pay-per-clip model. With Storyblocks, you'll be able to create more content and, more importantly, better content, all while using a subscription plan that fits your budget, utilizing unlimited downloads of demand-driven and diverse content. So if you're interested in upping your content creation game, head over to www.storyblocks.com/Campea and get started today. That's www.storyblocks.com/Campea.